So a few years ago, we all went out as a staff to Teachers Convention where we get to hang out with other teachers and learn wonderful things. And we always go out for a staff dinner following our big day there. And this particular year, there was a small group of us sitting around the table, just enjoying each other's company, when Steve posed an unusual question.
His question had to do with pickles. And his question was, if you could name a pickle, what would you name it?
And without blinking, his response was, Gregory.
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 Did you say Gregory?
I said Gregory.
How do you say that in French?
Ooh la la, Gregory.
Oh la la, Gregory.
Gregory Pickles.
When I first came into his grade 7 class, I was really struggling in school, especially in math.
I remember cleaning, doing custodial work at Rhema, and I'd be going through all the rooms, and he's always in his room, and I'd plug in my vacuum and I'd apologize, but he was working away. And I remember my dad would be walking by going home, and he'd say, "Go home, Mr. Savoy." He stayed late because he wanted the best for his students.
He took me outside of class one day and told me that he'll help me with whatever I needed help with.
I can be shy around people that I don't know very well, and definitely at first it was kind of weird for me around any new teacher. But he was very good at making me feel comfortable in the class, and by the end of the first couple weeks with him, I was doing great.
He is strict, but in a good way, because it keeps everyone together.
Oh, I kind of thought he was young. Kind of thought, okay, young, but you know what? He was really athletic, and I know that a lot of kids love athletics, right?
At this school, I find with a lot of the teachers, and especially with Mr. Savoy, what we're taught is more than what students at other schools would have been taught. I remember going into high school, and for the first year, a lot of the stuff we learned was stuff that I had already learned.
In math, I didn't start learning new things until the end of the year, because we had started the grade 9 curriculum at the end of grade 8. So I can remember when we would run outside, I was really slow, and I would sink back to the back of the line, and Mr. Savoy would run with me and my friends, and we'd just talk, and it'd be awesome. And I just loved how he was open to talking about whatever and just making a connection with him.
Always taught the students to be positive, even if they were making mistakes, just to keep a positive attitude. There was
this one time where on the Gauze math test, he said that if you got over a certain mark, he would take you out for supper. And I'm like, okay, I have to get this mark because I want to go out for supper. So I ended up getting it, and he ended up taking me and some people out for supper.
It was for one of the grade 8 versus staff hockey games. It was for my class, actually, when I was in grade 8, getting ready for that. I think it was our class. I can't really remember anymore. But he had the guys helping him with the one video, and I was there after school, so I was watching him and Garrett, and I think Hayden was the other one who was involved in that part of the video, and it was just in the old grade 7-8 room. And I watched them retry the scene 10 times because he would turn and Garrett would be behind him, and he actually the one time stuck his finger right up Garrett's nose.
Yeah. He pushed us when it came time for track and field, to do our best and stuff, even though none of us really wanted to.
Yeah, he would help you train for track and field, anything in track and field.
Oh, silent leg. Those are fun times. He always had his camp games and songs prepared. So we would play Mission Impossible. That was my favorite.
Have you ever gone on a camping trip with him? He does not sit down, and then when he does, he feels guilty. So his enthusiasm is contagious. And you feel guilty if you sit down because he's not sitting down.
I have very vivid memories of the games we've played in the evenings. For example, Mission Impossible, where half of the class would go out to the point and in the dark, and the other half and try to sneak back to the campsite, and the other half would go around trying to find them with flashlights.
Yeah, we went to Silent Lake in grade 7 and 8, and that was fun. That was really fun. It was just a good time to like connect with our class and like have fun with the teachers. I can remember, I think there was like a floating dock or whatever, and our whole class was on it, and including Mr. Savoy. And we would all like run to one side of the dock, and it would start to sink, and it would like freak Mr. Savoy out. And it was so funny. It was so funny.
One was the French cooking video, because he had our class cooking, and so he made a video to teach us things like spatula.
The one where he did like the kitchen items, and he like made like the beat himself, and it was like he would like put like a bowl on his head and like bang a spoon on it or whatever. It was so funny.
At one point, he's stuffing his face with Oreos, and then he actually got all glasses, like just like regular water glasses, and had them all filled at different levels, so then he could just like do like the nice beat on it.
Cuillère, couteau, assiette, fourchette, cuillère, couteau, assiette, fourchette, cuillère, couteau, assiette, fourchette, cuillère, couteau, assiette, fourchette, Paris.
He literally has an irrational fear of turtles.
In our French class, one of the things we did was we made a little restaurant, a French restaurant. We had kids from the class as our waiters. We set it up in the gym. We called it
La Tortue Frappée. And in French, I believe that means the whipped turtle.
Because Mr. Savoy just had this thing with turtles, and he wasn't a big fan of them. We all knew that.
Yeah, so he'd have like, most of it was French songs, and he would like stand up and he would do his little dance moves, and we had to like follow him, and we were like in lines, and I was always in the front row, and yeah, I was never good.
I just love it when Steve comes to the grade 1-2 class, or when he invites the grade 1-2 class to come and join the grade 7 and 8s, and they're all in a gym, and they're all, you know, they're doing the various steps, and of course my kids are all, you know, mixed up, but the patience to work with them, and just to work with the dance and stuff like that, it was great, yeah.
Those were very entertaining. We had a lot of good memories, lots of funny jokes with the dance.
I remember him having perseverance written on the whiteboard throughout, I don't know whether it was our grade 7 or grade 8 year. And it was something that we talked about, how if you keep going, you can get wherever you want to go.
He just left everyone with such a positive view of the world, and he would never leave anyone feeling sad.
He was always big on character. And like developing your character, and that was like really prevalent in like the leadership program, and always like becoming a better person yourself before you help others.
There's a lot of lessons that like he taught us, and he strived to teach us, that I still apply in my daily life, just because I remember him telling us just like, this is a good idea, this is a good moral idea, this is a good way to behave, and just by applying like those moral lessons to my life.
I also hear his voice when I'm facing tough life problems. He taught me to be a good steward, to sharpen the saw, to keep my doors open, to be a good mirror, to understand that success requires more than a dream, and to embrace my identity in Christ.
That's something that I want to be more like. I know I can be kind of hot-headed and easily distracted at times, and Mr. Savoy is somebody who I would want to be more like.
He just made people feel better about what they were doing. Like, he gave everyone so much confidence, and like, he gave self-awareness, as in, oh, this is what you could work on, but also confidence, as in, I see you're trying your best, and like, you're doing okay, you know?
There's a reason that he's going away, and maybe even he doesn't know what that reason is yet.
Thank you, Mr. Savoy, for preparing me for high school and for the years beyond high school and for life. You've been an amazing role model in my life, and I wish you well on your adventures.
Okay, Mr. Savoy, I wish you the best in Mississauga, and have fun with your nieces and your nephews. Say hi to the fam for me, say hi to Mojo.
Mr. Savoy, I want to thank you for being one of those role models in my life.
God has given you a wonderful gift of just being free and being yourself, and that's going to go a long way. And whether you're in the public school system, high school, Catholic school system, Steve, you're going to do great. And God's going to be with you all the way.
It's been a lot of fun both being in your class and seeing what your classes have done after I've left. I don't speak for just myself when I say that we all appreciate everything that you do, and we wish you the best of luck in what you're doing in the future.
I know that you're going to be leaving Rhema this year. I know that the Rhema community is quite sad about it, but they're excited for you and your future endeavors, and I know that you're going to make a very positive impact on all the other students that you work with in the future. So Mr. Savoy, good luck, and hope to see you in the future.
So the verse I really want to leave with you is from John 14:27, and it says, "Peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you." So when you're going out with your new adventure, just know that God is always with you and He will never leave you.
Am I sad you're going, Steve? Yeah. But I'm sad for the classes coming up because they're going to miss you. And they're not going to get the Steve Savoy experience. But on the other hand, Steve, I am thrilled that you are going to go and be such an important part of your niece and nephew's lives. And they are going to get the Steve benefit for the rest of their lives. I'm so thrilled for and envious for them, and just wish you all the best for the future.